Thank you very much.
And you just listened to a young girl who was saying that the Nigerian community here is totally very angry. It covers all the aspects of various techniques of our development.
That was the Ijaw country of the Niger Delta of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He went to several schools. His major academic genesis was at the government college, Ujeli.
Go gather, destroy their food. With the camp and that other camp, don't compensate everybody.
In its key generation sometimes. Today our focus will be in the style of teaching Clark, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his point Agro dancing.
Some lives are meaningful, some are empty. There are lives that are meaningful, with too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. You know, after some of these earthly adventures and more, one can still find footprints of these great lives on the pavements of our contemporary life.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet. Welcome to Fighting Poverty and Engaging Conservation Through Sounds 2010. It is part of the Conference on Sustainable Strategies and Practices for Development 2010 as well.
I would like to thank once more organizer of this workshop for the opportunity they give us to make a presentation. I don't know if you want me to present it in French and explain in English, or you want me to present in English. I don't know, but the document is in French.
Yes, if Nathan presents your PowerPoint presentation is in French, you can look at it and explain in English.
Okay.
The pronunciation will be linked.
So feel free to use the conversation. So the presentation is in l'Agro forêt about the cacao, une bonne stratégie pour l'utilisation durable des terres et la construction de biodiversite dans la région d'Okola et Ebolowa. This is a result of a survey that was made in central and southern region to see what was the useful plants in cocoa plantations. What are the useful plants you have in your farm except cocoa? And at the end of the study, we made after it an inventory, so a survey of all these useful plants. And you have timber trees and non-timber forest product and fruit, conventional fruit such as oranges, avocado, and all the others conventional fruit that you can know. So the main objective was to identify all the non-timber forest products available in the cocoa plantations. Secondly, to estimate the density and the abundance of such species, and to explore the techniques that they use to collect these products. And they use also. So the first result that we have from that study was that when we take an agroforest in the central and southern region, they have almost the same composition as talking of biodiversity, as talking for type of plants. So when you see this chart, you see in all the regions, when you see Ebolowa, Mfou, Okola, and the main area of study is that you have trees, there you have shrubs, here it is lianas and herbs. So the composition is almost the same in all the areas, except the cocoa. So the composition of all this cocoa agroforest is almost a forest. You see trees, we see herbs. Well, you think that they are weeds, but they have use for the farmers. And when you see the numbers and the frequency of the tree species that was identified in such these plantations, we see that in the Ebolowa region, we have 55.87 tree species that was identified. That was almost 25%. And such this species was those who were domesticated. And the one that was local, that found in the forest, in the dark forest, was almost 75% of the tree species that we found in the cocoa plantation, which is a native species. So, just to say that cocoa plantations are a good way to conserve biodiversity in the local use. When they talk about the conservation now, people were doing it since, because in the first, maybe in the first one, you saw that cocoa was introduced in Cameroon in 1886. So from there, we even have to find some plantations that was almost 100 years. So it is almost a forest. Trees were 150 centimeters diameter. So if you want to log there, you will log, because it was really forest. And when you see also about when you look at the families, the botanic families and the species per acre, you see that you have 63.83. I'm talking on this line. So you will see that a cocoa plantation is it is a forest. It is a forest. Cocoa plantations are very rich and diverse in terms of forest products. And the products that are there are mainly used for food and pharmaceutical uses and other use. And when you see is that when you see the demography and human activity and access to market were the main difference that you were seeing between all this region. And this study reveals that the flora is very diversified in terms of non-sugar forest products in cocoa plantations, and the sustainable use will permit to make this type of land use very beneficial for the farmers. And the cocoa will not be only the main output of such an activity. And with the population that is always increasing, and also the value that non-sugar forest product have now, the reduction of natural forests make very urgent the development of other intensive techniques for production of non-sugar forest products in cocoa plantations. And as a recommendation, what we did as a recommendation was that in order to give a value to this non-sugar forest products generally, and those of the cocoa plantations in particular, the exploitation of these more domestication and densify the cocoa plantation in a species that produce non-cheaper forest cover. You know, we all know that actually non-cheaper forest cover have gained added value in the market. And also fruit trees that will differ from the phenology. That means that that the fruit of trees differentiate in the year. So all along of the year, the peasant can have something to sell. You have avocado that will maybe available in November. You have citrus, all the citrus that you can have from February to another period. You have some such as Ivica carbonensis that you can have from June. So all along the year, the farmer will have resources. That is another sustainable manner for him to improve his livelihood, not to be only linked to cocoa. That may have a fluctuation of cost of the product in the market. And to the government, what we did on that period was that the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and Ministry of Forests and Wildlife to so they should take care of peasants and integrate agroforest in community forests in order to give a value to cocoa plantations and also to allow this particular ecosystem to play its role, that is for production of cocoa and conservation of biodiversity. Okay, that was
I remind you that Nathan is a forest engineer, auditor of the Limbe Botanic Garden, and what you see here is a presentation on cocoa agroforestry. Okay, the floor is open for questions.
Thank you for having taken the pains and all the effort to give your presentation to the understanding of the greatest majority of the population here present. I want to also thank you for the details in the work. But my concern here is to find out what is the potential of this study that you have made in our present dispensation, in our present context.
In this context,
yes,
the main problem is we are looking for sustainable development, and we see that there is a local traditional use, land use that we have been made, so people were not capitalizing on it. When they talk about now, they talk about climate change and all of this. Locally, we have been making efforts for it, but it was not capitalized. So when we talk about these cocoa plantations, I would like to say that the full version of the document is still in French. Maybe we have to translate it. But the main study was to see how many forest product was available in cocoa plantations. And the result that you have here concerns only non-sugar forest products. So the products that are directly used by the farmer. So the thing to see how cocoa plantation can be sustainably exploited by farmers to improve their livelihoods. How farmers can make use of all of these resources. So that was actually the focus, there was a gradient according to the type of species that we have in cocoa plantations. You notice that where in the central region, amidst Okola and Mfou, the cocoa plantation was more rich in conventional fruit trees, such as citrus, avocado, because the market was very close to the area, and they could harvest it and sell. But in the area that was more in the forest, there was almost linked to cocoa. But gradually there was introducing this non-sugar forest product in order to diversify the revenue.
All right, thank you.
This presentation was very relevant. Many of us are used to cocoa farms that have been abandoned, and when we come there to look at these farms a couple of years afterwards, we think they were actually forest farms or just the forest itself, you know. And this gives us an impression that some people who have cocoa farms can actually use the farms not only for the production of cocoa, but also for the cultivation of certain other species that with time can develop into land systems that have various species, and incidentally maintaining the biodiversity of the various areas. And in a way, it's relevant to sustainability and to the theme of analog forestry that was also exploited by SENDEP. So we thought it was necessary for us to understand how we can maintain our forests, how we can develop other forest systems that with time can become primary in their basic nature or in their contribution or usefulness to society. And thank you very much. And this has been Arrey Ivo for the African Center for Community and Development. I have been reporting on the conference on sustainable strategies and practices for development, and on the workshop Fighting Poverty and Engaging Conservation Through Sounds 2010.
That other capital will compensate everybody.
In its degeneration sometimes. Today our focus will be in the style of Limbe, a poet and writer, and we shall also be very interested in his point Agro dancer.
There's something that needs to be exploited.
Some lives are meaningful.
Some are empty.
Lives that are meaningful, with too much meaning and riches to offer humankind. Long after some of these earthly adventures and no more, one can still find footprints of these great lives on the pavements of our contemporary life.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program Green Planet.